The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Freaktography in November of 2021. In the video, an urban explorer traveled to a heavily decayed, abandoned house located in a quiet, isolated part of Ontario, Canada. According to local accounts, an elderly woman had tragically passed away alone in that house, and ever since, the property had remained abandoned, with nearly all of her belongings still left inside. From the moment he stepped through the door, that story seemed to be confirmed. Almost everything had been left exactly as it once was. Dishes stacked in the cupboards, clothes drooping from the closets, and personal belongings scattered across tables and beds, as if their owner might walk back in at any given moment. As he moved through the main floor, he meticulously documented each room, commenting on how intimate and personal everything still felt. He stressed how emotional the visit was, saying it felt less like an exploration and more like stepping into the final chapter of someone's life. After spending some time downstairs, he decided to head up the narrow staircase to see what remained on the upper level. However, the moment he reached the top of the stairs, he made one of the most shocking and heartbreaking discoveries.
Okay, oh guys, okay. I just realized where we are. I just realized what house we're in. And I had no idea, guys. Whew, okay, that changes things. I'm gonna change my tone here. Guys, this is a body stain. Somebody passed away right here. And well, I didn't expect that. Okay. You guys have probably seen this. Some other explorers have been here in the past and have posted some photos of this in this video. But unfortunately, yes, I believe it was an old woman who fell here and passed away on the floor. And see what I can dig up in terms of information without giving away too much. But yeah, that changes things. That changes my whole mood of this house. Realizing that this is that house. So, I don't want to step on that. Let me just move over here and take a step over. Okay. That is very, very sad, guys. You've got legs, you can see the torso, the arms, and the head. That is my second body stain, guys. My second body stain. There's a wig right there. So I'm not going to step on it, but there's a room here. Oh, man. And it's so hard to see, like, that unfortunate thing on the floor there, the stain, to determine where it had come from, if it came from this bedroom or this direction in the house. But anyways.
The moment he realized what he was looking at, the entire atmosphere shifted, and the reality that he was standing where someone had spent their final moments became impossible to ignore. As that realization sank in, he gradually stepped back and began to examine the details around the stain more carefully. Nearby, the bedroom was a complete mess, clothes piled high on the bed, drawers emptied, and personal items scattered everywhere. It looked as though family members or neighbors had torn through the room after the fact, leaving her belongings in a chaotic heap. He then made his way out of the bedroom and began searching the floor for any other clues about what might have happened to her. However, as he was investigating, he came across one particular object near the stain that made the entire situation feel even more real and far more heartbreaking.
Just keep up our explore here, guys. These houses are so hard to navigate through when you have to watch what you're stepping on and you're tripping all over stuff. And there is a walker underneath here. Right here. Put this box back where I found it. Yeah, there's a walker there. Oh, it's so weird to be in that, to have that in my sight.
The sight of the walker beside the stain made the situation feel genuinely heartbreaking. Tipped on its side right next to the mark on the floor, it was another piece of the puzzle, suggesting this was what the elderly woman had been using in her final moments. After piecing together these details, especially the stain on the floor, the walker next to it, and what had been shared online about this house, it appeared that the woman who had lived there had suffered a bad fall, collapsed with her walker, and tragically passed away at that very spot. It was also believed that her body had been left there for a considerable amount of time before anyone finally discovered what had happened. In conclusion to these tragic events, the explorer closed his video with a heartfelt message, reminding viewers to always check in on their loved ones, even if it is just a quick phone call, so that something like this never happens to someone they care about, especially those living alone. The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Rome 300 LA in October of 2025. In the video, an Urbex creator set out to document an abandoned hospital located in a rather sketchy neighborhood in Los Angeles. At the start of his video, he immediately warned his viewers to never go to this abandoned site, implying that it was very dangerous to do so, as the building had become a hideout for squatters and other unpredictable strangers. In spite of the risk, he still chose to press on and made his way inside in the middle of the night. With a gun in one hand and a flashlight in the other, he cautiously moved deeper into the almost pitch-black interior of the building. After only a short time, something began to feel off. He started to hear human-like voices, distant creaks, and faint thumps echoing through the building. But with the wind outside and this massive empty structure around him, he couldn't tell whether the sounds were coming from inside the hospital or somewhere outside. Still, he continued pressing deeper into the building. Following the weak beam of his flashlight, he worked his way through the passageways until he reached a long, seemingly endless corridor lined with doorways that genuinely looked as though someone could burst out from at any given second. However, as he carefully made his way down the hallway, he suddenly stumbled upon something extremely alarming.
Vine a hacer grafitis y luego me voy. Ven acá. Tengo un arma para protegerme. Todo bien. Ven acá, ven acá. Salga, mi amigo. No policía, mi amigo. Salga. No te lastimes.
By this point, it was clear that someone was definitely at the far end of the hallway and was hiding inside one of the rooms. So he held his position and stayed like that for almost 10 minutes, calling out over and over into the darkness, trying to get whoever was there to respond. But no matter how many times he spoke, no one answered him back. Instead, all he heard was the same eerie whistle, the sound of shuffling movement from the person lurking somewhere ahead, and strange speaker-like noises echoing faintly through the corridor. It began to feel as if whoever was hiding there was deliberately trying not to be seen, either realizing he had a gun or choosing to stay just out of sight while still making their presence known. The longer it went on, the more exposed and on edge he felt, standing there in the open with no idea who or what was toying with him from the shadows. Eventually, his nerves couldn't take this any longer, and he made the decision to head down the hallway and find out exactly who or what was hiding inside.
Salga. No te lastimes.
Despite meticulously searching through each room along the hallway, the explorer didn't find anyone inside. Instead of answers, he was left even more baffled than before. But what he did find were clear signs of recent human presence. Things like several pieces of clothing, trash, and scattered junk, all of it suggesting that someone had been staying there not long ago. He figured that whoever had been hiding at the end of the hallway might have slipped away the moment they realized he was closing in, either finding a better hiding spot deeper inside, ducking into a blind corner, or even jumping out of a window to avoid being seen. Regardless of how or where this person had vanished, the overall experience inside, especially the constant noises, the eerie whistle he had heard earlier, and the evidence of someone living there, was more than enough to convince him it was time to get out of this building. However, the moment he stepped back outside, he was suddenly confronted by a man brandishing a weapon and standing there waiting for him.
Yeah, tell your hood to come on. I'm ready right now.
What's up, Rock Street, motherfucker? What's up, fool?
What you gonna do with that? I need to come in. What you gonna do with that? You gonna get laid out, bitch? I'll lay your ass out right now. I'll lay your ass out. You swing that shit. I'll lay your ass out right now, bitch.
Go.
Out right now. You better get the back. You better get the back right now.
Hey, there's a camera right there.
I don't give a
You know they got you, motherfucker. So, I'll be proud. This is Westside Rock Street. Then get the fuck out. There's a camera.
I'll be back.
Hey,
I'll be back. You letting me in. I'll be back.
I'm here. I'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be back. You better be inside. There's no cameras.
What? Hey, the camera say
Camera.
say something.
The man turned out to be someone who clearly spent a lot of time around the hospital, a rough, aggressive individual who looked and sounded like he might have been under the influence of something. He advanced on the explorer while brandishing his weapon, shouting and confronting him in a way that made it obvious that this was his territory, and he didn't want anyone else there. Despite this, the explorer held his ground and matched the man's energy, raising his voice and making it clear he wasn't going to back down or be pushed around. Their exchange was clearly heated and aggressive on both sides, but even with weapons drawn and tempers flaring, it stopped short of turning physical. No one was hurt, and eventually the confrontation broke off before it escalated into something far worse. Nevertheless, situations like this serve as a chilling reminder that you never really know who or what you might run into when exploring abandoned buildings, and that you should always prioritize safety and carry at least something basic to protect yourself, so you're not completely defenseless if things suddenly go wrong. If you've enjoyed the video so far, it would mean a lot if you considered subscribing. Over 95% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. Your support really helps the channel grow, and in return, I promise to keep bringing you guys the best quality content. Now let's get back to the video. The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Gabe Fashi in January of 2021. In the video, Gabe, along with his friends, set out to explore an abandoned factory located somewhere in the United States. At the beginning, they left their bikes outside, slipped past a green fence, and carefully worked their way around the perimeter. But they quickly realized that getting inside the facility wasn't as easy as they had anticipated, as they kept running into sealed and locked entrances while searching for a way in. Eventually, they came across an entry point that instantly seemed wrong, a single side door, unlocked and slightly open, even though every other entrance they had tried was completely sealed off. When they stepped through it, they entered a dim, echoing interior, an empty industrial space that seemed like the perfect place for someone to be hiding. Even though they hadn't seen or clearly heard anyone inside yet, that one open door kept nagging at them, and all three of them were on edge, quietly wondering if whoever opened it might still have been somewhere in the building. Despite their nerves, they pressed on, moving deeper into the factory and eventually heading toward the warehouse side of the complex. However, before they could even enter this area, they suddenly started to hear strange noises echoing through the structure.
We're gonna walk around the side and there should be an entrance on the left, okay? Let's say the cops did come, hypothetically, what's our excuse?
I'm just gonna run.
There's a white van.
Yeah, I saw him, he turned around. All right, boys, let's be quiet. Just until we know what's back here, okay? Please be open, please be open. Oh my God, it's open. Dude, it's open. That wasn't you.
That was not us.
Wait, an animal.
Hold on.
Is that us?
literally heard giant slams from an abandoned factory. Like, what the hell is wrong with us? Why are we still in here?
Content. How instead of us being, we're the scary ones, bro.
We're the scary ones. Look at me, bro. Bro, you'd be terrified of this. If anything bad happens, okay? So say we get back there and there's somebody back there. Me and Alex are last.
It's probably an animal, I swear.
Me and Alex are last to leave, okay? You two are first. We're going out the same way we came in, okay?
Even though they had heard those loud bangs multiple times and were clearly on edge, they brushed it off as some animal moving around in the dark or just the building shifting on its old foundations and decided to keep moving anyway. From there, they pushed further along the corridor, eventually making their way toward the main stairwell that connected the warehouse levels. By the time they got to the stairs, they'd reached a dark basement area and a single staircase leading up, where they paused for a moment, quietly talking it through and trying to figure out which way to go next. However, just as they were trying to decide their next move, that's when the banging started again, only this time it was even louder.
The stairwell. Let's do floor by floor. Like, check it floor. Check the first floor and then the second floor. Okay. How many dead rat? Is that where the sound's coming from? What the fuck is it? I don't know if I want to go down there. Wait. Starting to make me uncomfortable. I know. That's a person. That's a person. Yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah. Slowly and calmly. Alright, guys. We know you wanted to see the rest of the building, but there's literally someone in here that's not an animal. We heard a door open and footsteps, okay? So. I'm just not gonna hang out in a building with satanic file worshippers.
Although the explorers never actually captured the person making those noises or whoever else was inside on camera, the banging, the faint but constant sounds of movement in the dark, and the uneasy feeling of knowing someone else was in the factory with them were more than enough for them to call it and leave the factory for good. This premature end to their exploration not only meant finally giving them some peace after pushing past their nerves on multiple occasions and repeatedly convincing themselves to go just a little bit farther, but also got them out without any direct confrontation or unnecessary conflict. As for who that individual was, it still remains unclear and is ultimately anyone's guess. However, based solely on the type of noises they heard, the overall atmosphere inside the factory, and the open door they'd seen earlier, it might have been a squatter, a homeless person seeking shelter, a scrapper collecting metal, or even just someone else exploring the place at the same time. But regardless of who was in there, the explorers ultimately made the right call by ending their exploration early. Instead of trying to hunt the person down or start a conversation, risking a situation they couldn't predict, they chose to walk away and get out safely without anyone getting hurt.